Hello. Hello. Good morning. Or whatever time it is for you. I don't know. Some of you are nighttime. Some of you are morning. Some of you are my time. Around 11:30 EST. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome. Good morning. We are going to talk skin school today. I've got some really interesting stuff for you guys on its way. We are obviously just going to get set up from an admin perspective, and then as soon as I am done, then we will move on into what we're talking about today. And I have some really good information for you, especially about breakouts, acne, all the way that all the way that sorry, I'm being distracted. A way, actually, I'm going to share with you today a way that breakouts happen that a lot of people don't think about at all, ever in their lives. And yet it is one of the biggest reasons for acne breakouts. So that's going to be exciting to share with you guys. And hopefully you will love that. If you're here and you're hanging out, please say hello in the chat. The chat actually is now going to come up on the screen, apparently. I don't know. We're moving into new things, you guys. You know, we got betas going on and there's lots of things happening in the background. So there's that. Okay. Well, thank you so much for being here with me already this morning. I super appreciate you guys. I'm going to go ahead and get started on sharing all the things so that people can know what's going on a Tuesday. All right. So, hello. Hello. We are talking skin school. Got some interesting stuff for you about breakouts and acne. Okay, for you about breakouts and acne. Seriously. Awesome. Okay, so I am sending that around. I hope everybody's having a fantastic morning so far. Today is a great day, because why not? You know what I mean? It's a great day every day. And apparently I really am enjoying the singing aspect of this morning, so many blessings on how that's going to go. I get very singy sometimes, and I will just start singing everything. Oh, gotta love the Jets. Gotta love those military jets, y'all. Okay, cool. Let's see. We've got. All right. We are going to skin school today. We are going to talk. We're talking acne, and breakouts, and inflammation, all the things. Awesome. I'm going to take that and use that for the other thing. I love that you guys just get to sit here and listen to my inside thoughts and my inside processes. It's a really fun time. Really, really, truly fun time. All right. Let's see. How's everybody's morning going today? Oh, I'm going to tell you about my bread as well. My bread came out amazing. I don't know if you were here with us yesterday, but if you weren't, I was discussing how I have been working on making gluten-free bread. And by the way, it's like I bake gluten-free all the time. Like I do all kinds of stuff constantly, but the bread situation was a little weird. It was hard. I actually enjoyed it because it was so challenging, and I made all these different loaves, and some of them didn't come out great. But the one that I did yesterday actually worked. So when I was on when I was on live yesterday, I was kind of talking about the story about how I had been working on making gluten-free bread. And I'm like, and by the way, I will never buy bread again, ever. I don't really buy it much anyways, because I don't really eat it in general. But like, I'll never buy it again. There's so much junk in bread. It's like, ugh. And now that I know what to do, I'm like, oh, all right, let's go. Let's go. So yeah, so the bread came out really nicely. If you haven't seen the picture of it, you can go to my profile on X and you can find it there at Amber Goes Off for anybody on Facebook, etc. watching this. I could also show a picture, I suppose. Let's see. Yeah, look at this bad boy. That's some serious bread right there. It came out amazing. It came out amazing. I mean, I am just so proud of myself. That honestly, it looks profesh. I like to just stare at it and be like, wow. And it doesn't just look profesh, it actually tastes amazing. Now, you will notice the odd shape of the bread, and that's because, okay, so here's the things I learned for anybody wanting to create gluten-free bread. I first and foremost, I'm using a KitchenAid stand mixer, and on the there's different paddle attachments that you can use, or different attachments, excuse me, that you can use on the KitchenAid stand mixer. And originally, I was using the dough hook. Why? Because hello, it's dough, and I automatically thought intuitively that the dough hook would be the one to use. Guess what, guys? If you're making gluten-free bread, the dough hook is actually not the one to use, because the dough hook is what you use for kneading bread. And with gluten-free bread and gluten-free dough, you don't have to knead it, because you don't have to deal with those gluten strands. The binders are like the starches. They're the things that are keeping it together, are the binders and the starches, not the gluten strands, obviously. But what needed to be kneaded was the gluten strands. And because there are none, you don't have to use the dough hook. And if you do in fact use the dough hook, what it does is it kneads the dough too much, and then it causes it to be really stiff and form. And see, now here's again an unintuitive thing. This is all unintuitive, in my opinion. It's unintuitive to not use the dough hook for dough. It's unintuitive to not think that your dough needs to be formed as a bread so that it can bake as a bread. But with gluten-free dough, it doesn't actually form. The consistency of the gluten-free dough needs to be like a very thick, like cake batter or pancake batter. And I was like, what is this? Like, I can't form it. Like, yeah, you don't form gluten-free bread. It just forms and rises to its own capacity on its own in whatever pan you put it in. So the reason why this looks so round, and quite frankly, I actually like I'll use this method again because I like the length of the bread, and I think it's really an interesting way to do it. And you can, I think, create like, little like finger sandwiches, long pressed paninis, like etc. I think it's like really cool, the length of it. So I'll use it again. But the reason why it's like this is because I didn't have my loaf pan. So like if I had put it in a loaf pan, it would have, filled up the loaf pan just like any given bread. And then it would have made like an actual loaf, right? But what I did is I used the caldero, which is like the Spanish rice pan. And I just put it all in the bottom of it on parchment paper. And that's the reason why it came out looking like this. Now, it looks a little bit less wonky in this photo after I've cut it. But at first, it looked like the Millennium Falcon a little bit. But that was still okay. I was still fine with it. And it looks amazing. So again, the couple things that I learned in case anybody's trying to also make gluten-free bread and wants to know the tips that I've come across so far. One, I originally tried to make a dough without yeast and eggs because I wanted to see if I could just make like a quick bread. Don't go that route, gluten-free. It's not good. then the second thing I learned was, again, not using the dough hook, although it seems intuitive that you would use the dough hook. Here, not so much. And then because it doesn't need to be kneaded the way that regular bread needs to. And then the other thing that I learned was that the batter essentially needs to be batter and not dough. So like think of it like that, but it's a really thick batter. It's not like pourable. You can't have like pourable batter. That's too thin. That's something has gone wrong. And then the other quick tip that I'll give you on this is that with the rising, it definitely looked bigger from rising, like after with the yeast. I did it for about 45 minutes. But it wasn't crazy big like a regular gluten dough would be, which I was expecting because I make pizza dough all the time, and it's not, it doesn't do that either. I mean, it gets bigger, but not huge. So anyway, very excited about how the bread went. I will never buy bread again, and this is delicious. Thank you for going on that journey with me. Okay. I think that we are all set from an admin perspective. So I am, oh wait, one more second actually, because I got into the dough conversation. You know what I mean? Here I go again with this stupid meta thing of being like, hello, oh yeah, the public can see this post. Thank you. So silly. I don't understand why I have to do that. I keep changing it. And it does not want to let me change it permanently, which I think is so silly. Okay. Now they can talk. So hold on. Going back here. And getting rid of this. All right. I think you guys can hear me now again. I'm like, I hate when they make me like listen to myself. It's not great. I hope that went through. God, Meta is so annoying. Okay, it did. Thank God. Thank God. I'm like, I swear to God, sometimes this is such a nightmare. Blood and talking, acne, inflammation. Okay, cool. All right, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me so far. I hope that you're interested, at least in the smallest amount, about my bread. Hi, Anna. Good morning. Yeah, what is everyone's favorite type of bread? I also like that you use the Canadian spelling. That's very Canadian of you. All right, let's talk about skin, because why not? Thanks to everybody who's here. Thanks to all 60 of you currently here. Super appreciate you guys. I hope that you guys walk away with some really good information today. I am about to share something with you that no one thinks about when it comes to breakouts, problems with their skin, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So I hope that, this is life-changing information, guys. In the most general terms that I can put it in. So, all right, let's go. So we are talking skin microbiome 101. And essentially the way I want you to think about your microbiome is like your skin has roommates. So it's essentially it's like you have roommates, and maybe like, some of them might be like drama queens, some of them might do your dishes, some of them might want just like peace and quiet, you know what I'm saying? Like you have all these different roommates essentially, like seriously. So your skin has a microbiome. It's a fancy word for millions of tiny organisms that live on your face rent-free, and they can actually protect you if you let them. But it's people do a lot of damage to their microbiome. They cause a lot of like wonkiness between all the roommates. So from doing lots of like what you would think is seemingly normal things, and then that actually causes a lot of problems. So picture it like this. Picture your skin like it's an apartment building. You've got a group of like long-term tenants. Let's call them the team good bacteria, okay? Those are the chill roommates. Those are the ones that like water your plants, they take out the trash, like aka all the bad bacteria, etc. They, they do all the things for you. They keep the neighborhood safe, if you will. But then you suddenly like use a harsh scrub, or you strip your skin with something like an alcohol-based toner, or you're, exfoliating too much or whatever. And then all of a sudden, good old Karen in apartment 4B from Team Chaos moves in and things get weird, okay? She starts to throw parties. She invites her friend Inflammation, and suddenly, boom, you have breakouts. You have redness. You have sensitized skin. And now you're walking around telling people that your skin is sensitive all the time. But in fact, it's not. It's just something going on with the disruption in your skin barrier. So it's essentially like when that happens, when you do something like that, it's like you evict all of the good bacteria that was like living in your apartment building, and now you're just left with the assholes. So so that's kind of like the easiest way you can think about it. What happens is that in that moment, you're operating and you're offering an environment where like stuff. So say if you like strip your skin with something really harsh, and now all of a sudden you're getting breakouts. Now you're thinking that it's, it's hormones, it's diet, it's X, Y, and Z. But in fact, what it is that you now have a dysbiosis in your microbiome. You have this imbalance that's now creating an environment for things that normally wouldn't behave badly, like your C. acnes or your Staphylococcus epidermis, etc. Like those things naturally live in your microbiome, and they're totally fine when everything is in balance. But when all of a sudden Karen from 4B causes all these problems, now they've created this like very sketchy environment for the things that are naturally living in your skin and kind of doing their thing to start to overgrow. And then that causes a lot of problems. It causes, can essentially cause like a turf war in your skin, and it's like this internal chaos that then turns into really bad inflammation, and then that ends up clogging your pores, causing breakouts. Now you're blaming all these different things, but again, it's just this like built up bacteria that has been like displaced. Essentially it's become this like displaced bacteria rave party. Like it's like a weirdo like bacteria situation. Hear me when I say inflammation. That word, inflammation, is the root cause of all of your skin problems. Every single one of them. Every single one is caused by inflammation. And this is where people do not pay attention to this part. And this is why people cannot get over their breakouts. They cannot get over their any kind of challenges they're having in their skin, because they're not addressing the inflammation. For example, let me give you an example in terms of LED. So you guys, we have those great like LED devices, and they have the different lights on them, right? Green, blue, red. Green is for anti-inflammation, blue is for antibacteria, red is for anti-aging. And then the device also has microcurrent on it. So that's great because it's like altogether it's like the anti-Botox, right? It's keeping your skin lifted, firm. Microcurrent actually helps to stimulate your skin's muscle system. And then the LED actually helps to stimulate your ATP system, which helps to build collagen and all of that great stuff, keeping your skin really nice and firm and tight and young. Additionally, the LED therapies do their own thing in terms of, like I said, the inflammation, the bacteria, and the anti-aging. So here's like a great example of where people do not recognize inflammation is an important thing to deal with and to manage and to assess in your skin when you're dealing, especially with stuff like breakouts. People immediately go to the bacteria. They try to kill the bacteria. They try to over-exfoliate the bacteria. They try to strip the skin to get the bacteria gone. They try to, attack the skin. They try to pop the pimples. They try to do the stuff, right? It's like they go after the bacteria. The problem is, in many circumstances, in most all circumstances, there is inflammation in your skin barrier and a disruption in the symbiosis of your microbiome that is causing those issues to happen. So yes, the bacteria is present, and yes, you may see like something like a C. acne now overgrowing in that new rave crazed environment that Karen caused. But what you're not addressing is the inflammation. So when you're using a device like an LED therapy device and you're trying to get rid of acne, many people will go automatically to the blue setting, and that's fine to address the bacteria portion. But what you really need to be doing is address the inflammation. This is why ETHYST works. ETHYST is based in our microbiome. It is giving back to the skin exactly what it needs, and it is addressing and reducing the inflammation in the skin that everybody tries to pretend doesn't exist. Everybody makes the thing where it's just like, no, it's the bacteria, it's the dirt, it's the oil, it's the blah, blah, blah. We have to get rid of it. No, what we actually need to do is we need to make sure that you are not inflamed. And inflammation is what causes all of those problems. So when you are looking to reduce acne or breakouts on your skin and you're using something like an LED therapy device, you're going to want to use both the blue and green, and most importantly, the green settings, because you're trying to address the inflammation that has been caused in your skin by either stripping it, over exfoliating it, using like alcohol, or using harsh ingredients like salicylic acid, benzoyl peroxide. Those things actually, they don't, be very careful with those, especially like if you're older. Anybody in their late 20s and on should not even be using salicylic acid or benzoyl peroxide. It's not good. It is made for extremely resilient skin like a teenager has. And it's not something that you want to use because it actually eats away at the skin around your acne or breakouts as well. And that causes even more problems because, again, now we're causing more inflammation in the skin. And once we have inflammation present, we are going to find that all of the different things are going on with our skin. Breakouts, serious acne. It's how, hyperpigmentation gets triggered. It's how rosacea gets triggered. It's all inflammation. And again, it's not just acne. It's like you can see like any inflammation, it will cause like the breakouts, it will cause acne. And I wanted to get into that piece of it because I think that it's something that people do not think about at all when they are adjusting their skin for acne. They do not think about how they need to address the inflammation. So honest to God, if you take anything away from skin school today with me, take away the idea that inflammation is a key factor to address when you are dealing with any kind of surface issue. You need to address the inflammation. It's, again, why ETHYST works is because it is addressing the inflammation in your skin, and it is helping to keep the microbiome in symbiosis and balance. And that is a huge piece to actually getting the results that you want. So if you're not getting the results that you want, first and foremost, obviously you should go to champagneapothecary.com and you should get at this, because we have nothing but 5-star reviews across the board and people are getting the results that they want. It combats both hormonal issues and aging simultaneously. It reduces inflammation in the skin. It helps to keep the microbiome in symbiosis, and it will do all these things for you without causing any issues. So that is the first and foremost thing. And obviously, like you can see at the bottom of the screen here, if you use ETHYST, and if you already use ETHYST and you don't have ETHYST Elite, I don't even know what you're doing. You can get 33% off all your products forever. Every order comes with a free self-care product, a little self-care gift for you. Every single order that you get exclusive VIP access to launches, etc., which we're coming out with some really fun stuff. So wait on that. That's going to be amazing. And all kinds of behind the scenes stuff. And you also get additional rewards through our new rewards program, which if you're not signed up for a rewards program, again, go to champagneapothecary.com, click the tab at the top that says rewards and join now, because you can get cash back on all of your orders. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But yeah, so if you are dealing with any of this stuff, which most people are, because again, they're over exfoliating their skin, they're using harsh cleansers, they're doing all the things that they shouldn't be, definitely first and foremost get ETHYST. And you will see a difference in your skin. Again, the inflammation will cause breakouts, acne, all of the stuff that we've talked about, but also you might see it as, you might see it present as like dry, sensitive skin, right? And then it might be because it's like you are, again, banishing like those peacekeeper tenants, and you're like letting the chaos roam. So like, who knows? You know what I mean? Your skin might break out. Your skin might be dry and sensitive. Your skin might have a reaction. You might think that it's like an allergic reaction, but in fact, it's actually your barrier just being disrupted and the microbiome being off. So that's that. Anna, I'm glad that you find that this is valuable information. Thank you for sharing that with me. I appreciate that. All right. So what can you do if this is happening to you? First and foremost, like I said, get at this. Secondly, do not use a harsh cleanser. People think that they want a cleanser to make their face feel squeaky clean and tight and dry and like, oh my God, that is not what you want. You need a cream cleanser. Like ETHYST Clarity Cleanse is a cream cleanser. It's lactic acid based, so it's a really nice like light AHA that helps to get rid of all the dead skin cells, etc., from the top of the skin, getting rid of dullness, dryness, all of that. Lactic acid is the only AHA that has hydrating properties, so it actually gives hydration back to the skin while you use it. It has vitamin C for anti-aging and anti-acne. It has phospholipids to give back to that lipid barrier in your skin and make sure that everything is like healthily functioning. And it's a cream cleanser. So the cream cleanser, and the reason why you want a cream cleanser versus a gel versus definitely not a foaming, is because a cream cleanser doesn't strip your natural oils from the skin. It takes all the junk away that you don't want, but it helps to leave everything else in place. And that's what you want for your skin. So that is like one of the first things that you can do, aside from just, using ETHYST and making the smart decision now versus, 2 years from now, whatever. There's people that have been using it for 3 years and have incredible results. And I'm glad that they started when they did. It's never too late to start. You can start right now. You can start in 2 years if you want to, but you're going to get the results now if you just start. So that's the first and foremost thing. Secondly is to not use a harsh cleanser. Like I said, give the good guys, like the good tenants of your apartment building, you want to feed them. So again, you want to do like stuff, we want to give lactic acid. You want to give ceramides to the skin. You want to give, ceramides like jojoba oil to the skin. You want to give vitamin C to the skin. You want to give the things that it already needs and knows and loves. Hence why ETHYST is set up the way that it is, because it gives back all the things to the skin that it actually needs to do its processes. If you don't know, your skin has different processes, like your skin oil process, your skin hydration process. It's why you can't put an oil on your skin and expect it to hydrate your skin, because two different sets of processes. Your oil process helps to keep the skin smooth and supple and young and soft, and your hydration process helps to keep the skin moisturized and hydrated, and then eventually, yes, that causes those things, but that's actually giving moisture to the skin versus oil to the skin. So two very different things, but they need different stuff. And like your collagen process needs specific things, and that's why ETHYST is set up the way that it is, because it gives those things back to your skin. And that's what you want to do. You want to make sure you're not using any harsh cleansers. Like I said, you want to make sure you're feeding those good guys of your skin, that you're really respecting the microbiome. We're not, think about ETHYST this way. ETHYST is not looking to bulldoze through like all your problems. It's actually looking to build up your apartment building in the right way so that you have like luxury living on your skin. So that's kind of the idea behind it and why it works so well, because it's like it's helping with this process and it reduces inflammation. Again, if you take anything away from this talk that we've had today, take away the idea that inflammation is the biggest problem of all when it comes to skin. And it is, if you address the inflammation, if you use that green light therapy when you're looking at, acne, if you, oh, hey, how's it going, TMR? If you, address that aspect of the skin, you're going to see big changes in a positive direction. I promise you that. Okay. Like it's foolproof. Inflammation is the cause. If you can get to if you can address the inflammation well, you are going to see a huge difference in your skin. So please, the next time that you think about, switching your products every 5 seconds, not using using some junk off of a drugstore shelf. You thinking about, oh my God, I hate when that happens. I don't know why, I just don't like it. When you think about it, having, sorry, the thumbs up really freaking threw me off. Okay. So when you think about any of that stuff, when you think about viral trends, you think about thinking about you see something on TikTok and you're like, oh, I need to try that. Oh, it probably causes massive inflammation, but let me do it anyways because it's supposedly supposed to dry the shit out of my back of bad acne or whatever. Dude, stop. Think to yourself, am I being a good landlord to my microbiome? And if you're not sure, come back next week and learn more about skin with our skin school every Tuesday. We are doing programming Monday through Friday. I'm here 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Then we get into a space, which right now I'm going to check to see if we have we do. We have a link. It is underneath the live currently. So if you want to set your reminder there, you can. But yeah, you guys, keep that microbiome in balance. Keep inflammation at bay, and you are going to see way less surface issues. Come back and learn more, like I said, on Tuesday for our next skin school, or just let us help you. Go to champagneapothecary.com and get at this skincare today and get rid of your skin problems. You know what I mean? Like, why are you even dealing with that? There's literally a solution that you're hearing about every single day. And not just from me, but from people all over who are saying the same things, who are getting incredible results, who are giving us nothing but 5-star reviews. You guys are amazing. Thanks so much for hanging out. I'm happy to see all 111 of you. I know that some of you are going to watch us on the replay. Super appreciate you guys too. I will be back tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time for a vibe check for Wednesday, which is going to be obviously a great time. So come hang out with us. Sorry to have to drink water like literally right there at the end, but I really felt like I had a weird pollen smash coming on, so I was like not gonna let that happen in your ear. But anyways, come and hang out with me next week, or not next week, tomorrow. Next week for skin school on Tuesday. Tomorrow at 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. I'll have my hair done. I'm going to get it done today. All right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.